What is up, crawler fans, RC enthusiasts, and social media surfers? I'm your boy Josh with Texhome RC, and we are going to take a look at the FCX24 Elite with two different motor combinations. Which one of these is better? Which one of these was made for performance crawling from the beginning, and which is an actual upgrade? Let's find out. All right, first up, round one, SCX24 HR overdrive transmission. I paid like $54 plus tax and shipping or whatever for it. Big purchase, dude. It's a shiny piece. The only way to get real overdrive, unless you order some gears from AliExpress or whatever. There you go. That's the transmission. We are running the Mofo SMP with the obviously SMP aluminum motor mount. All of those added up are going to be roughly, we'll just say $100, right? Is there anything wrong with any of those parts? No, not at all. This is not a dog on those parts. It's that those parts were not ever the right solution for the FCX24 axles. By the way, that was no throttle, right? Like I pulled the trigger and it didn't do anything, right? No responsiveness at all. So it should have blipped out at the bottom and been fine. It didn't do what it was asked to do. So I was a little disappointed. I got super duper frustrated. This is my second time out trying to shoot video. First time I had the Nano Bam. Just because obviously if you look at the roof, we could not fit the SMP in there. So I made hella changes to everything just to be able to run the SMP or like a mini Komodo or even a full-size Komodo in the Elite Slayer. And it will be freaking rad, I promise, on SCX24 axles, but with SCX24 transmission on FCX24 axles, it's not the right solution. It's just not the correct gearing, right? Will it work at around 400 grams? Sure, it would work at 400 grams, but this is not 400 grams. This is 596 grams. This is a freaking monster. Why is it so heavy? Well, it didn't need to be quite this heavy. I just threw 30 grams into these wheels, 30 grams of BBs, and that's what it ended up at. So we're about 20 grams over what we were before when I ran it with the Samix motor, when I first built this. And so we're a little heavier. We don't probably need to be quite that heavy. But it's just a comparison. The only change that I made was to swap the motor. The electronics, when you see it, they're just kind of like thrown in there, dude. I wanted to see what it would do. It is we'll keep talking about this. So the SMP is going to be a better solution than the Micro Komodo, because it has a better, slower torque, right? It's half the KVs. It's definitely smoother in that transition. The Micro is a great motor, but when this is sold as the Cayman, right? The Cayman comes with the Micro Komodo and the FCX24 axles with SCX24 transmission. Basically, they call it Stellar. It's just their SCX24 transmission. So you end up with this solution, this problem, and it's again, at a lighter weight, it would work fine. But for this and for real performance crawling, this is not the solution because it's just not geared properly, right? When I went to, if I put a Micro in it or with a Nano Bam, it was just like stuttery. It was just scared to do anything. I couldn't pull off any real tricks. Sure, it would go around the range and it would look cool, and it's smooth and it's super quiet, and I could go super duper slow. But if you see all this starting and stopping and like that right there, that little increase in speed, well, that was because that's where I had held the trigger the whole time, but it bogged down and it's just fucking super slow. And if I give it any more throttle, it won't do anything until I keep going, and all of a sudden it will jump, right? So I just have to sit there and wait as it's totally bogged down. And like right here, it's about to stutter. I had this, it was perfect, dude. And it's great that we were going so slow, but now we put it in a little bit more torque and we stuttered, we missed our mark, and that's it. It's over. We can't, it's not gonna go anymore. So I'm still going up, but I missed the mark with my rear passenger tire, and
Dude,
there's no
we
way
had
that
it
it's going to
until
go
it
up
did that
now.
Stupid freaking stutter, bro. It's just gonna be a little
So I could have, been a little gentler on the throttle at the top or whatever. But again, that's just what happens when it finally releases. It just goes faster. So again, I understand this is asking a total lot, and this is not trying to dog on the HR Trans. It's great. 14% overdrive isn't worth spending $54 on, in my opinion. So I wouldn't recommend it. And then it's just not the right setup, dude. So just watch, dude. I was so freaking frustrated. I felt like this, all this stuff. So a lot of people see like, oh, look at it go so slow. I'm like, it's not fun to watch it go this slow for me. Because I have no control. I just have to sit there and watch it go slow, because if I add any more throttle, it's going to jump.
Make it.
It's just freaking crazy, because it wasn't going that slow. I tuned all of it. So yes, probably I could tune it a little bit more and we could get a little bit better results. The thing is, like, why? I had it tuned on the floor so that it was, completely smooth transitions. So by the way, that's already a battery. Geez, here we go. Round 2. This is an 18P stock motor out of the package. I don't know if they were coming with bushings or bearings when they sent this. I have pulled one apart that had bearings in it, but I could have put those bearings in myself because I just picked up the transmission and pulled it apart. So, anyways, this probably has bushings in it, so it could be better with bearings, and it should be greased. It would be much, much smoother. So this is not to say that this is the best solution, or that I'm saying that this is the best configuration. I'm saying this is a $15 motor and trans combo that comes with metal gears installed. You put a little bit more work, and it's going to be even better. So we are running the same Furatech 3S, but look at, dude, we're already, and also, by the way, I tried to keep my finger just super light and try to not driver mod, right? Because I could have done this stuff a lot smoother. I'm used to driving a brushless rig, but I tried to a brushed rig, and being in response, or being responsible for the trigger myself. And so I tried to back off that. So it's a little bit stuttery compared to what I felt like I could have done, but I was trying to back off and just show you, like, just as much as I could, just the trigger for itself, what it does, right? So obviously there are times that you have to throttle up. Obviously this will brown and stall out, but all you do is release the tension or add a little bit more trigger, and it's predictable in what it does. It doesn't lurch or jump or go crazy. It just keeps going. Or you back up and do it again, right? But it's easy. It was pleasurable to drive. I obviously have no overdrive. We're obviously too heavy because we don't have to compensate for that big motor sticking up anymore. So that's the other thing. I could probably drop 50 grams and still do everything side hill that the other one was doing. So that's way better on the tires. We're struggling out here because we're super heavy and we're a little bit overweighted for the grip of the tire. So that would be a beneficial thing to decrease probably 50 grams. So you say, oh, well, Josh, if you would have decreased 50 grams, maybe the SMP would have done all right. Well, the SMP sticks up high, so we're going to start to lose our side hill. So obviously we are missing overdrive for tricks like that right there, but we weren't able to do it before with the other setup anyways. So, this rig is mostly going to be for chunk, not having the overdrive. It's not going to, be able to do quite the side hill as the mullet and whatever that gets like literally sucked like Velcro to the hill. So, the FCX 24 axles are just going to be more for the chunk. They have great clearance. They're going to be a rad and be able to pull off a lot of stuff. But they're not going to, they're not going to really pull off the most savage obstacles, right? Again, they're super rad, but without the overdrive, they're just not going to be able to pull some of the tricks that you can with, especially like the mullet and that much overdrive. So obviously overdrive can be a hindrance at times, but for the most part, doing super savage crawling, you really need it. It's almost like having drag brake a lot of times, or dig, or not drag brake, but dig, because it's like partial dig all of the time, allowing your front wheels to pull up on, to keep tension on the suspension, and to keep it stuck to the hills. So, that's just part of rock crawling, and that's something that we do need. So that doesn't make that this isn't worth building or whatever. I still think that it's freaking awesome if that's what you have. But for a purpose-built rig, if you are going to build one, swap out that front axle, whether you have the 18P transmission or you want to go to the TRX4M transmission, which is going to give you the best ultimate feel and variability, because you can swap the gears, you can run straight brushless right there on the transmission with no motor plate. Definitely a great solution. So that's actually what I will be pushing as the most performance crawler motor in these things. Is probably going to be the TRX4M transmission. But I have to give super duper props to Hobby Plus for the CR18P transmission, and that it is a performance crawler motor and transmission out of the package. Again, this rig is 596 grams. Yes, we are running it on a Furatech Lizard Pro with 3S, but it would still be as good, in my opinion, to do slow crawling with a stock ESC. I would bet. And I'm going to put it in, and I will tell you about it, at least. If it's worth showing off, I will show it off. If it's not, then I won't say anything. But I know that it's going to lack on the steering, because you're down to 5 volts from 6.5. So that's definitely going to hurt us. We could already go up in our voltage, would be nice. So again, I'm bringing up these solutions partially for guys who don't have a lot of money and want to build something really cool. Also, I want to save guys who do have money from spending money thinking they're going to get something that's going to make their rig better that is not actually better, right? That's, I want it to be, especially if I'm going to put my name on it, I'm not even going to release the Elite FCX24 Axle Elite with an SCX24 skid. I'm not even going to do it, because I had such a bad experience trying that I'm not going to do it. You could build it, because I had to make a new SCX24 skid for it that will be used for the SCX24, so that will be available. And then you will also need the roof, so that will be available. So you would have to buy that separately to build it yourself, knowing that I said this is not what I would recommend building, right? Just because I can't put my name on it, dude. I can't have you build this and go like, yeah, Josh said this is going to be rad, and then you go build it and you're like, dude, this thing is trash. It can't do this or it can't do that. Well, dude, I already told you that. That's why I'm not going to bring it out, dude. I want you guys to be able to trust me when I say it's freaking rad, that it's freaking rad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I put my reputation, my name, my love, my heart into this stuff, and I was about to go in the hole, dude. I just missed my mark a little bit. You see how it's different by about 1.5 inches, dude. Dadgummit. Little hog action. So, you know what I'm saying? We're going to go up the log, dude. This is rad. But anyways, dude, I want you guys to be able to trust me, dude, that when I say something, dude, it's what it is, bro. Like, you can count on what I say, and that I'm not going to sell some crap product, or I'm not going to sell something just because it's marketable, right? Like, just because, people in the market will pay money for it. I'm not here to take your money. I would love it if you would help support me and keep me going, but I'm not here to take your money, dude. I'm here to provide an awesome experience. That's what I'm here for. So it's not really the best marketing. It's not really the best, business model to give you, quality products. That's not a good business model. A great business model is to get and build trash and sell it for nothing and do it 1,000 times, and then you make money. I don't want to do that. I want to make one, dude. I want to make one that I send to you, and well, obviously you're going to want more, dude, and we're going to change plastic, but I want you to be able to buy that and be confident, and the only reason you're moving on is because you're ready to do something different, not because you're upset or disappointed or frustrated or any such thing, dude. So with that, freaking A, dude.
It's fun, dude.